Okay, hello everyone. Thanks very much for us all being back, and good time as well. I'm going to call Florian. Florian, come up. Give Florian a round of applause. Come on, give him a round of applause. I just told Florian that I'm doing this 2 minutes ago, so this is a bit of a surprise for Florian. I want you all to get up and go into twos like this. Face each other in pairs, okay? Face each other, stand up, and face each other like this. Okay, everybody got it? Yep. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like this. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, go. Quick, quicker. So, you see the next one? You don't say two, you just clap. Okay. Quicker. Okay, next one. Now what I want you to do, instead of saying the number 2, you clap. So watch, you ready? Here we go. You're going to clap. Are you ready? 1, 3. 1, 3. Okay, try. You're not allowed to say the word 2. It's only a clap. Only a clap. Okay, so next one, 3 is, so 1, then you'll clap, and then I'll jump, and then you'll say 1, I'll clap, and then you jump. Okay. Last one. Now, this must be done quickly. Okay? It must be done quickly. Hold on, he's taking a photograph of us. Hold on. Hey! So, what we're going to do now is instead of saying the number 3, you jump. 3. So, like this. So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Are we ready? I'm liking it. Put it there. I'm liking that. Okay, we're ready. Here we go. 1. 1. Okay, really quickly. Try that. Yes. So 1, clap, jump. 3 is the jump. Yeah. No, you have to clap. No, do it. Okay, everybody. Listen. I have to stop. No. You stay up. This is brilliant. Just watch these two. Okay. Watch these two. Now it's done quick. Watch these two the way they're going to do it. Okay. Now you've got to watch them. Okay. Go.
1.
Give him a round of applause. Okay. Give him a round of applause. Brilliant. Thank you, Florian. Thank you. Okay. We've got a bit of energy. We have a bit of energy in the room. I'm from Northern Ireland, so I talk quickly. So I want to apologize up front. If I talk too quickly, stick the hand up. Okay? And I'll slow down. Is that okay? He put the hand up. He put the hand up. Brilliant. Okay. We're going to talk about game day operations. It's not as exciting as media and digital and branding. Actually, how did you translate that? How did you translate that? Yeah. Did you go? Let's hear it. Yes. Oh, give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause. Okay, so we're going to touch on these areas. It's all around organizing the game. Now, many of this you will know. I am not the expert. The experts are here. People who are doing it every week. So the best way is to share the expertise together. Agreed? Not here. So I will touch on some broad areas, and we will do some tasks, and we'll learn together. So we're going to focus on what is the key roles in game day operations. Everybody say to me, roles. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that is good. You ones are top of the class. Don't be telling them, but you're top of the class. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the team roles. Then we're going to look at team operations. Then we're going to look at the venue or the facility. Then we're going to look at marketing and media, safety and security, and medical and doping. Are we ready? Are we ready? Yeah. Okay, here we go. So we're going to focus in, first of all, on the start of it. Oh, hey, I'm going backwards. Lunch. Who's for lunch? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to focus in on some areas, and we're going to bring a couple of experts. Now, this first lady does not, she'll hate me for saying this, over 200 caps for her country. That's impressive. Also has been to the Olympics to represent her country. This is also impressive. But she is as well one of the key, let's say, event directors, organizers for organizing events. So we're going to have a quick interview with Radmila. Let's give her a round of applause. Come on, Radmila. Do we have a microphone? Have we a microphone for Radmila? Maybe one here? Great. So we're going to touch on the key roles in a game day operations. So, Radmila, we've talked here, first of all, the venue manager. Tell me, in your experience, your vast experience, what are the key roles of a venue manager? What are the key things they must do?
So the most important part of the role of the venue manager is actually to know the rules and regulations for a basketball event. This is crucial. And also to know the actual venue or the facility they're going to operate. So that's number one. They need to know both. What is important also when talking about the venue manager role is that people often think that they're only responsible for the actual basketball court and equipment, when in fact they're responsible to work with a lot of other people around who work around the venue. And the communication and sorting out all those matters is very important, and of course all logistical issues. So, you know, to summarize, it has to be somebody who is very well organized, very knowledgeable, specifically for the game of basketball, if they're going to organize basketball competition, and to know the facility and the staff that operates within the facility.
Very clear. Somebody who understands the venue and is that venue expert. Very, very clear. Team manager. Oh, we're getting into these different roles. What are the key areas of a team manager?
So the team manager actually is responsible for, of course, their team on behalf of their club or national federation. They're the person that is in charge of the group that they take into this particular event, regardless if they're the home or the away team. They're not dealing with the venue, they're dealing with the actual group of people they're taking. So again, they need to know rules and regulations. They usually deal with documentation, for example, licenses and other documents that they need to bring. They're also often taking care of not just the operations related to the actual team, such as bringing the team on time and all the rest of it, but also things like team uniforms, for example, making sure that, again, they know on which bench the team will sit, to know which changing rooms they're going to, where is the press conference room, etc., etc. Of course, the medical areas as well, and practically lead on behalf of all the other staff in addition to the players, for example, the medical staff, etc.
Very clear. So they manage the team, the club environment, what shirt you're playing in, what changing room that you're playing in, all of that detail. Very clear. Now, this might be a little bit of a technical director. Mm-hmm. Who are they? And what is their key role? And maybe we can think of it from the league point of view as well as a federation. If you can.
So again, a technical delegate It could be also a commissioner in, if you like, the lower level or various leagues. There is slight difference in these roles, but we will kind of cover them both together. So I'll go with the technical delegate first. This is a new role for FIBA and very similar to, for example, football that had the technical delegates for a long time. This is, if you like, we call it a commissioner plus, meaning that they hold the tasks and the responsibilities of the commissioner of the game, meaning that they need to check if the venue is according to the regulations, is set up, if the technical equipment operates. They also check the documentation, for example, of the players, their eligibility, etc. And of course, if all the other things around the event, including, for example, illegal advertising or anything else that deals with those matters and medical facilities. But the technical delegate, in addition to that, covers also the responsibilities of, for example, in our competitions, the FIBA staff. So it's almost like a combination between a commissioner in general that normally would just dealing with the more, if you like, on the game day operations, but in addition they also have in-depth responsibility, for example, to accommodate the media, etc. So they have a lot bigger role on delivery of the game, and again, in addition to that, they also have post-game responsibility. So they stay a little bit longer at the venue post-game to work with the local organizers and evaluate how the game was delivered.
And Radmila, is it important that the technical delegate, the venue, and the team manager, is it important that they meet before?
So the most important thing is, for example, the technical delegate and the venue manager, this communication is established usually quite a long time before the actual event. So they have to be in communication to make sure that if there are any potential issues, they are resolved. Team manager also communicates with both, you know, especially if they're a visiting team, but in any case with relations again to documentation and any other matters related to the game. So the venue manager and technical delegate will probably meet a few times prior to the game, but usually is the day before. All three, or at least the technical delegate and team managers, will meet in an official meeting to change the documents, and in some cases the venue manager will also be present in that meeting.
Fantastic. Can we give Radmila a round of applause? Fantastic. Thank you. We'll maybe just keep that on, because the next one, we're getting people from all over the world here today. This next person is a local from Kosovo. Now, she is obviously your general secretary, but I've got to know Elvira for a long while over the last number of years, and a very, very experienced administrator. We've been doing this strategy, all of this type activity with Elvira, and believe me, an experienced administrator. Elvira, tell me, safety and security officer, what do they do?
Po foli shqip, ma mirë, pjo drejtona juve. Në ndeshjet e basketbollit, në ndeshjet që organizojmë me FIBA-n, kur na ka dhënë për herë të parë këtë detyrë, na nuk kemi pas si me konë ngjarje se çka është kjo. Pastaj kemi lexuar manualin edhe u dash me përshtat personin që e ka profilin për këta. Edhe ai person duhet me njoft palestrën mirë, duhet me pas komunikim shumë të mirë me policinë, me sigurimin privat që duhet me pas, po njëkohësisht nëse bëhet fjalë për ma shumë se 2 ekipe që kanë mu vendosur në njëjtin qytet, edhe me qenë përgjegjës edhe për transportin e tyre, për gjithçka që ka të bëjë me ardhjen e tyre në palestër. Pra ky person duhet me njoft palestrën në secilën pikë të palestrës. Kështu që tek ne është Lulzim Fushtica, ka punu në policitë Kosovës, ka punu edhe për qeverinë e Kosovës, është person shumë i njohur edhe për policinë, kështu që kur e keni njëri si një person si ai, për neve është shumë lehtë se ai e harton planin, takohet me policinë, edhe e bën krejt komunikimin me ta dhe pastaj në raporton neve nëse tash varësisht qysh policia ka vlerësuar ndeshjen, a është rrezikshmërisë e lartë apo jo. High risk, yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
So this person liaises with the police, makes sure that the place is a safe environment. Okay, so then we look at other roles. A marketing coordinator, a TV coordinator. Might I say the two might be one and the same? Then you have a media and a press, and then you have medical. Elvira, from your point of view, the marketing coordinator, what are the key roles of a marketing?
Marketingu është pjesa kyçe e organizimit një eventi, sepse është pikërisht këtë që do të më përkujdes për sponsorët, për sponsorizimin edhe për m'ju jap hapësirën që na jemi zotu që kemi m'ja u jap atyre. Koordinatori i marketingut e ka për obligim me përgatit media planin për leda, reklamat le tash këti jeni një uri për to. Përveç kësaj edhe reklamat në televizion që shkojnë, në njëjtën kohë do të me qenë edhe përgjes për vendosjen e stikjerave konform rregullat FIBA-s, jo si të nanë fush që shvendoset gjithka stikjera, FIBA i ka e përshkruan qartë cilat reklama ku do të me shku, kështu që ajo është përgjes për krejt to. Përveç asaj është përgjes për reklamat që kanë mu vendos në press conference, mix zone, krejt ato që kanë mu, krejt që ka të bëj me sponsorizimin.
Really important when there is the same areas of advertising to sell and the same way that the LED, it helps with the overall of the product and raises the quality of the product when everybody sticks to the same area. So that's why this person is important. Officer, if you were to say 3 or 4 things, what are the key roles of a press officer?
TV coordinator, për shembull të na TV coordinator edhe media coordinator është një person. Për shembull Bariu me siguri krejt e njenin që punon në Federatën e Basketbollit, ai e bën krejt përgatitjen e planit për komunikimin me partnerët medial mas pari, edhe pastaj edhe me informatat që duhet m'ju jap mediave të tjera, po të njëjtën kohë është përgjegjës edhe për akreditimet edhe gjithçka që ka të bëjë me mediat. Po fokusin kryesor e kena me partnerët medial, për shembull nëse ndeshja Kosova me Norvegjin luhet Norvegji, atëherë do të ai me komuniku që me marrë sinjalin edhe të njëjtën kohë me siguru edhe partnerëve tonë medial qasje në ndeshje.
Fantastic. So the media person deals with everything from the press conference, the media tribune, actually feeding the media. What? We've got to give the media some drinks?
Yeah, water. For sure.
Water? Oh, we'll give them water. But this is important because the media are an important stakeholder. So the media looks after the photographer benches, making sure that they're all of the right height. So these are the things that a media person will do. Elvira, with the medical?
Yeah. Kur organizohet një event me FIBA-n apo një ndeshje, si në këtë rast që është Kosova me Norvegjin, këta e kërkojnë me pas një medical coordinator. Në këtë rast, na për shembull na shkruajmë kontratë me Spitalin Amerikan. Spitali Amerikan e propozon një mjek këtyne dhe ai ka me qenë qaj që ka mu koordinu gjithçka që ka të bëjë me eventin, edhe para se edhe në stërvitje, po edhe në gjatë ndeshjes. Të njëjtën kohë ata e quajnë një formular dikun 3 faqe që janë FIBA, ajo atë duhet me uzotu Spitali Amerikan që i ka krejt që ato pajisjet, edhe pastaj pasi që dërgohet ky formular, atëherë japet leja për FIBA-s që monet Spitali Amerikan me qenë përgjegjës për gjithçka që ka të bëjë me mjekësinë në këtë ndeshje apo në këtë event.
Let's give Elvira a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Great job, thank you. Oops, I'll move that over here somewhere. So these are the key roles involved. There are others, and in some cases, one person may do 2 roles. But just to give a little bit of a checklist, remember doing game day operations. Oh, I'll get out of your road. You get it okay? So when you're doing a checklist, this is really important, so you know what each person should be doing. So the team manager that Radmila talked about, they contact the opposing team. They organize the practice and game logistics. booking the venue with the venue manager, etc., etc. Agree the hotel and transport. A good team manager will not want your hotel 3 hours from the venue, correct? So a good team manager will book it 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because that's better for the players. Yep. They also look at to make sure that the game day schedule is all okay. So that's their key areas. The venue manager, hands up who loves a clean stadium. Let's see, hands up. Hands up. Yep, hands up. Okay, keep your hands up. Hands up who loves a dirty stadium. So we should make sure that the product isn't like that. You wouldn't do it in your house. Why do it when you're trying to invite somebody to your house of basketball? Yeah? But it's something that we forget about. Is the toilets clean? Is there toilet roll? Now, that will be the venue person's responsibility. So ensure it's clean. Ensure the working areas. So what would be a working area in the stadium? Think of media. What would you think? What would be an area in the stadium from a media point of view that needs to be in place? What would you think? Press conference, yep. You said camera positions, yeah, making sure that the press conference place is there, making sure the camera activities there, making sure the photographer, the changing rooms. So all of these elements. And then obviously liaising with suppliers. Who would be a supplier at the stadium? Yeah, who else? Who else provides a product to the venue? Yeah, concession people. The venue manager needs to go to the concession people to say, we have a massive game, so you need to put more staff in, or maybe not as big a game. Or, what's the quality of your food like? So these sorts of things, and this is difficult if you're dealing with a venue, because sometimes it's outside of your control, but you still should challenge a set standard. And ensure all of the court logistics are in place that Radmilla talked about. Safety and security, meet the police, liaise with supporter groups, ensure there's a security plan in place, and that they have conducted a risk assessment. What happens if opposing ultras are sitting beside other opposing ultras? Make sure that's not happening. That's in the plan. How do they make sure that the exit of one ultras is at a different time to the other set? So that plan. TV, meet the broadcaster. Remember, the broadcaster is putting out your product. So how can you help them to do their job better? Agree camera positions. If my camera is here and the court is here, hello, this is no good of a camera position. So it's got to be up, nice, good angle, not too high, to make sure that the product is well displayed on TV. Small little point, and you already know this. If you do not have a full stadium, try and put all of your home fans in where the main camera is shooting into. Why would we do that? So in other words, this tribune of fans, home fans, is full, empty, empty, empty. Why would I want that to happen? Safety's one, something else. What do you mean by that?
Appeal to the people watching at home,
Yeah.
and to the sponsorships.
So if a sponsor sees it on TV, oh, it's busy. If somebody who's not into the sport sees it, wow, loads of people are going to basketball. You're creating an illusion, but you're making the product better. Yep, good, great. Agree accreditation. So then the media, handle media requests, arrange accreditation, ensure all of the rooms have the branding in place. So where you have the branding in front of the press room, in the mixed zone room, the mixed zone area, even in the media area where they leave their bags, all of that needs to be branded, and we've touched on branding this morning. And then distribute game day stats. That's an important, it's a difficult one, but if you're you're helping the media to have their job easier by giving them the stats, then that gives them more to write on. The marketing, ensure the sponsor's branding is in place. Nothing worse than a sponsor ringing you and saying, my brand is not in place, or it's faded because of whatever. Because they invest in you. Liaise with ticketing, confirm the entertainment plan and sponsorship accreditation. Medical, liaise with the team in all medical requirements. Now, these are just some very basic areas, but you know all of this anyway. But it's just to make sure that all these rules are in place and that everybody has a clear understanding of their role. Okay, everybody still with me? Say yes, Jeff? Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, I'm liking that over here. Where was that? Oh, let me punch that in there. Punch that in there. I'm liking it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so then we look at the things such as the team operations. Booking the hotel, the distance from the venue to the hotel. The distance from the hotel to, if you're flying, the airport. But most will be the distance between the venue. The quality of the hotel. Is it a 1-star or is it a 2-star? What is the quality of that hotel? Transportation, who has booked the bus? And making sure that it's reconfirmed for the bus to be with you on time to take you to practice and to the game. Nothing worse than waiting on a bus. Access to the venue, so making sure with the venue manager, we will be here at this time. Make sure you're there to let us in for the practice. And then ticketing. This changes from place to place, but you might have 5 or 6 corporate tickets and maybe 20 normal seats tickets for the club that you're playing, as an example. Those numbers will change, but having them all in place. I'll just touch on this and then I'll bring Radmilla back up. So, when we now look at the facility, the things we want to look at is the equipment. So, the balls, shot clock, backstop, nets, spare nets. What? Spare nets. Have you got spare nets in place, let alone all of the other equipment that I've just mentioned? So that you've almost got a checklist to say, I've got X balls, stop clocks in place, the backstop's in place, nets are on, but I have spare nets as well. So you're reconfirming, a high. Power and electric. They tell a story here. Can I tell it? Can I tell it? So there's a story in Kosovo where first, let me guess, under 16 tournament, under 18 boys. So played here, everything was sorted. The generator, the power, everything was sorted. Little did they know, there was a beer fest happening outside the venue. So the beer fest went, I need some electricity. So they took and put it into the beer fest. Before the game started, pop, the whole lights just stopped. So Elvira was like, oh no, the lights. What happened to the lights? Who flicked off the switch? But Elvira and Radmilla, who was there, they did not panic. But as venue managers, they went, okay, let's look at the power supply, power supply, power supply. Why is this power supply going out this way? And they were able to switch it, put the lights on, and the game was only 20 minutes delayed. So there was a plan. But with power and light, what happens if the light goes down? What happens if your lux is not at a set standard? If your lux is at a low standard, what do you think that looks like on TV? Great or not? If the, you know what I mean by lux? Yeah, yeah. So if the lux level is low, what do you think that looks like on TV? Good or bad? Bad. Yeah. So make sure you have the proper lux and that it is evenly spread, not just in one area. Yes, Radmilla? Wouldn't that be fair? Make sure that the light is evenly spread across so that the product looks good. Telecoms, Wi-Fi, that's not down to you, that's down to the venue. But we are wanting Wi-Fi, aren't we? A lot of people are wanting Wi-Fi. So that's where you've got to maybe gently have a conversation with the venue. What's your plans in this area? And that's a long-term conversation. Lighting, we've touched on. Parking. Is the parking close by? Can you walk? Or is it 3 miles from parking till you get to the venue? Or go by taxi. Yeah, go by taxi. So is there a different option that you can create around parking? Are you paying for parking as a revenue generation? Is the parking actually got stewarding? Here comes Florian. Florian has a lovely Porsche. So Florian comes in on his Porsche. Are we telling him, you park here as a steward? Radmilla comes in her Ferrari and we say, you're parking here? Or is there no stewarding and you just park anywhere? Best people who do that is Disney. Unbelievable how they park people. Because it's part of the experience. Turnstile access, is it easy to get in and out? What if there is an issue? How easy is it to get, have you an emergency plan to get people out quickly? Jumbo screen, have you given the content to people in advance that goes onto the big screen? That might be the day before. So have you got a checklist that says I need to give the social content or the video to those people in advance? Signage, nothing worse than not knowing where you're going. Where's the toilets? Don't know. Could I have a sign, please? And then your event suppliers. Now, Radmilla, come on up again. And then we're going to do an exercise after this. This is a little bit, thank you all. So, but this is a little bit, unfortunately, because it's, game day operations, it's very difficult to make it interactive, but we will do a task after this. Radmilla, when you look at the court setup, these are important areas. Talk us about the wooden floor. Does it have to be a certain standard? Is it a FIBA approved? Talk us about that.
It has to be a level 1 FIBA approved court normally for any decent competition. And I don't know, obviously Elvira will know better than all of you the standards here, but yes, ideally the floor has to be FIBA.
And what about lines? Can you have other lines?
No, for all high-level competitions in principle, and most leagues these days, it have to be just basketball lines on court.
And what about non-stick if there's like...
Yes, so with the lines and the advertising on court, I'm sure that you've seen this a lot lately. It's a lot of comments about players getting injured, especially when, for example, there's stickers, certain type of stickers in the central circle and somewhere else on the court. So whatever advertising or other stickers are on the floor, including paint in some cases, it have to be safe and obviously non-slippery for the players.
And then talk us about the bench and the scores table. Suppose there's a wee bit with COVID in there as well, but tell us a bit about.
Yes, so I mean, clearly the scorers table is in the middle, as you all know, and with the all equipment set there. During COVID times, in the last 2 years, there are certain protocols. You also have them in the league. So we also adjusted the rules a little bit. To space up a little bit more people who basically work on the table, and eventually the statisticians in some cases are moved to another area if necessary to ensure spacing.
Great, and then the courtside seats.
I just didn't say about the benches, of course, that clearly, according to the regulations, it's very important to sit in the correct bench, but sometimes what is important is that, of course, we have absolutely compulsory 2-meter area outside of the boundary lanes, and the team benches cannot be set in so close to the lines that when people sit on the bench, their feet are actually closer or somewhere in that line. The courtside seats, again, this is something that clearly came from the NBA, and it's very, very popular these days to entertain fans, especially high level. Again, the principle is the same. They normally are set not the way the NBA sets them, kind of near the players. They usually set on the opposite side of the court, facing the players. And again, they have to be set in such distance that, again, the area of the court, which is 2 meters from that boundary line, is not affected. And if there is any advertising, this also has to be placed beyond this 2-meter line, and then the court sets. And again, the access is very important for the venue manager to plan, because often in the arenas, for example, the sitting above, not court side, has different access to the people on court. So it has to be planned in such way that people that are using these courtside seats do not mix with players and other officials, clearly in the halftime and even post-game.
Fantastic. And again, you can see the knowledge that Radmila has. Please spend time to chat, going through all of because there's lots of rules and regulations, but they are important for the look of the game and the protection of the players.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so then just to finish off, and then we have an exercise. So, broadcast requirements. How many cameras have you? When are you setting them up? Is it live with an outside broadcast? Where are you going to put the outside broadcast? So where are those vans going to be? Is it clear that they're in this area, that the cabling can go directly to the cameras? So all of that camera setup is really important. The fan zone. What about the fan zone? Have you got not only a fan zone, but the security around it, the risk assessment around it, but also the entertainment value that goes with a fan zone? Access to the venue we've talked about, and this is the one I love. How many times do you look and you see dust on your seat? Okay, hands up. Who wants to see dust on their seat? Let me see yes. Hands up, hands up. Nobody. So why should we have dust in our seats in the stadium? Make sure that the toilets are clean, the stadium is clean, and that's down to the venue, the venue owners. So we're going to get you to do an exercise, and with some yellow stickies to do that. And we're going to get you to stretch your legs. Hold on, this guy's taking a photograph of me. Hold on. There you go. Smile. There you go. Can I take one of you? I'm going to take one of you. There we go. Come on, take a photograph. There we go. Hey, make sure now we post that out. Right? Okay. So, game day entertainment. How do we entertain our fans? Do you know what? I actually don't like the word fans. The more I think into it, I don't like the word fans. Do you know what I love the word? Guests. Because you're a guest at my event. And if you're a guest, doesn't it just put a different slant on things? You're a guest. So if you're a guest, I'm going to look after you. So this is my first time to Kosovo. I'm loving it. Now I want you to shout that out. Loving it. She says I'm not going to shout it out. And But last night, I sampled your beautiful cuisine. In my mind, hospitable. So I'm already thinking branding about Kosovo. Yeah? So all of that is really important. I am a guest here, and I'm being treated like that. Same thing with your fans. So what do we do in all of this? Well, the announcements on your PA system. Hello everyone, I'm very well, I hope you're well. Good night. And everybody goes, what did he just say? Some people got that. Some of the PA systems aren't clear. Next one, team presentations pre-game. Let's make it an entertainment. How we do that? Entertainment during the breaks, spectator interaction, competition, and big screen. These are things that we can influence. What I want you to do is on a scale of 1 to 10. Here's the yellow stickies. Every person on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to put, what do you think is your experience, your fans' experience, your guest experience in your club right now? I want you to get up, and I want you to stick them on this wall. So number 1, a terrible experience we offer to our fans. Number 10, we offer an amazing experience to our fans. So think of the PA, how you presentation, entertainment, interaction, competition, big screen. You might even say food and beverage. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is yours? Over in this wall, 1 is terrible, 10 is amazing. A gut feeling for your club. Up we get, stick on, and I'm going to get Florian to feed back. He doesn't know this yet, but he does now. Away we go. Has everybody got? No, just in general. Yep, don't grade all of these. Yeah, you can consider these. Yep, so in general, what is the entertainment experience like? In general, what is the entertainment experience like? And if we can, we put them on to this wall. Yep, just stick them on. So I should see maybe an 8, a 5, a 2, a 10. Just in general, what is your overall experience? You just feedback, just what people have said. So what's your general experience? Just the general experience. You can consider these areas, but what is the general experience out of 10 for your fans? Yep, is everybody, you've done it? Yep, yep. Anybody else? Have you all done it? Yep. Everybody here done it? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Maybe Florian, if we get a microphone to Florian. Florian, just give us a general, what's the consensus?
Okay.
I will just hold it for you.
Yeah, okay.
What's
Thank
the
you.
general consensus?
So, we have, I would say, a good half, which is 5 out of 10. So they score 5 out of 10. So they consider it as average.
So average, so is that nearly 50%? Would that be?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 12 and 5, 17, 16. So yeah, actually 50% almost.
Okay, so half, well, under half, think that the experience, let's say, maybe could be improved. Okay, so what I want you to do now, and Florian's going to help us on this wall, what would you do to improve the experience? Just write 1 or 2 words on the yellow stickies and put them on this wall. What 1 or 2 things would you do to improve the overall experience? It might be better PA, better food, whatever. We might need a bit of... But what, on this wall here, what would you do to improve the experience? Okay, so if we can. Okay, try and be as creative as possible. And it doesn't have to be anything, woohoo. It might be simply improve the food and beverage. And if we can maybe try and group them, if we can. And again, Florian, if you can roughly feedback, this would be great. What could you do to improve the fan or guest experience? Okay, is that most people? Yep, a couple more. Great. That's good, just to stretch the legs too, isn't it? Just to stretch the legs.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's, is that everybody? Florian, what has been
That's okay.
sort of the key ideas?
So we have a few here to clean the venue. We have one for the lighting, but a big one is about the speaker, the announcement or the presentation of the team. So basically the voice that is presenting and presenting the teams and the product basically.
So when the team is coming out, making more of an event around that, like and here comes blah blah blah, here comes that type of thing.
Team presentation, pre-game entertainment. So basically, yeah, everything around this is the vast majority. What do we have here?
Video screen entertainment.
Video entertainment.
Music entertainment.
Yeah.
Women in general.
So the top one is the presentation and PA, was that right? Well, presentation, is that one
Yeah,
there? That main column?
presentation, yeah.
Okay, what I would like to do, if you have time, take a photograph of that wall, because these are ideas that have come from you in terms of how you can improve that overall experience. So there'll be other ideas in there, I think, but please feel free to do that. Okay, you can do that now if you want, before they all fall down. Yep, because they might all fall down if anybody wants to do that. Yep, good. Remember, great ideas, well done. Some ideas you can affect, other ones maybe not as easy. But well done. Thank you, Florian. Okay. How many people have a game day entertainment rundown on game day? So, so in other words, this is your game day rundown. Do you have it as a checklist? What you do on game day? Does anybody have a checklist like that? That's okay. It's okay if not. No. But that's okay. No problem. Does anybody have a game day checklist? Yep, one. And how do you find it works quite well? Do you find it useful for you in your club?
Yeah, I think it's very useful.
Yep.
Depends on if we play at home or away.
Yep.
For example, if we play away, we must arrive at the venue an hour and 30 minutes before the game.
Very good.
And then it goes to the team. Then the team has, for example, the players itself have about 40 minutes by themselves to warm up. Then team meeting with the coach.
Excellent.
And then 30 to 35 minutes before the game, they head out, organized warm up before the game. And then depending on the rundown of the competition, that's how we operate.
Really good to hear that someone has a checklist in place. I need a checklist in place because I'm getting old and I forget things. If you have it in a checklist, then you'll not forget, plus you've something you must follow. So this is what we're doing. I would love if everybody would do a checklist on the back of today's event. Anybody say yes, Jeff, to that? Anybody say no, Jeff, to that? Would anybody like to create a game day checklist on the back of today's session? Would that not be a nice outcome? Yeah, that was really rubbish. If it's yes, say yes, Jeff. That still is rubbish. Say yes, Jeff, if you want to really do that. Yeah. Okay, have something like this, and I'm going to just touch on it very briefly. So this might be 60 minutes. All of these times will be changed to your specific club's needs. But arrive at the venue. You could do one before it, like what you were saying, and I think that's great. So you could do it maybe 2 hours before. But I've just done 60 minutes, so well done. Official entrance of the team and warm-up, 30 minutes before. 10 minutes, start TV broadcast. 8, team on the bench. 7, introduction of players. 6:30, introduction of the home players. Continue music, 6 minutes. 5, introduction of the referees. 4, final warm-up. Players return. Game starts. Sorry, that was my way of getting the game started. It sounded like a duck, didn't it? I'm sorry. But these you would all change to suit your club. And these you would change, but are the key areas. Rudmila?
There is usually an official game rundown that is actually pre-approved by the league, the federation, in our case by FIBA, and it's passed over to everybody to follow. And if, for example, additional presentation or anything else has to be introduced, this has to be cleared with the game commissioner first. So if you like, the home team doesn't really have complete freedom to change that. It has to be pre-approved in most cases.
And can you imagine following a game day checklist that everybody's doing? Yep. Yep. So, and then what we have, because that's good that there's some, but having one for your own club would be the next stage. So that's yep. So then maybe on the next one, okay. So now you go to your first quarter, second quarter, ready on the bench, second quarter, third quarter, end the game, open of the doping station. All players go through the mix zone, press conference held, and you could add to that. My suggestion, don't make it like this. It's the key tasks with the key times. And that is, somebody follows that. It will make your life better as well, in case somebody goes, oh, forgot about that. So I want you to take a mental note. Remember, you're spending all this time with us. Imagine doing nothing. Think of all the great work that Gustavo and Maeve went through. Try and take 1 or 2 points and bring them to life, bring them home. And this might be one of them. Create a club checklist, countdown. So I want to touch on the other ones relatively quickly, and then we'll go for some tea. Woo! I get really excited about this sport. What? Huh? So what we're going to focus on is the marketing, media, and sponsorship. So these are really just simple thoughts, okay? So the courtside boards. I would not suggest that you have a board, then a gap, and then another have them all nice and tight in together. Does that make sense? So in other words, just like that in the corners. Does that make sense? Rather than having a big massive gap, it just looks better. But have those courtside boards. Most people, you do LED in here, yeah? Is it a LED system or is it, does the LED system? Okay, yep. Flash interview. Have you got the same? Normally a flash interview will be 2.5 by 2.5 meters, roughly, the actual board. So don't make it, you know, half a meter by half a meter, and you can, and it doesn't look good. Good 2.5 by 2.5 with all of your logos on it. And I would suggest put your own logo on it. And that gets out. Remember the work that Gustavo and Maeve talked about, national branding. So when there's something, your logo is there, providing that's with the federation's regulations. Yep. So have that really, really clear. Tickets, branding on your tickets. Announcement. So we're not doing, it's absolutely clear, but those announcements are not only for the fan, but you're saying, don't forget about next game. So use those announcements so that you're promoting future games. Advert on screens. If you're doing an advert, make sure the quality is high definition. Do you ever watch something that's not high definition and it's like, what is that? So make sure it's good high definition in terms of the screens. And obviously your club branding. But Radmila talked about this in terms of the branding. You will have spaces. This is a FIBA example. So just to be clear, this is a FIBA example. But you might have these areas where you can, in essence, sell sponsorship. So you're wanting to make sure that you're aware of what the size are and that everybody is applying the same look and feel. So it enhances your product. TV, again, this is over the top because this is again a FIBA production. Your production might be 3 cameras. It might be 1 camera. That's okay. It might be 5. That's also okay. But make sure you've got a camera plan. Where are those cameras placed for the maximum content? Commentary positions and interview positions, where are they placed? Running orders, the technical specification. Have you specified all the cables, where the cables need to be, the security and the safety that goes with that? But I would suggest you hold regular meetings with your broadcaster so that you understand their needs as well as them understanding your issues and needs. Now I have a couple more slides and then we'll take a break. Okay? So important to get that side of it all. Oh, I'm going the wrong way again. TV, okay. When we're in the press conference, why would you have a camera position here on a stage? Why? Why do you think you would have a camera position on a stage at the back of a room? Why do you think? Give a guess.
So you're able to see more of the stage and the people are on it, and like the back of the audience doesn't really affect the...
Yes! Who wants to
visual.
see the back of Jeff Wilson's head? First of all, it's grey. It's not that attractive looking. So the stage elevates the camera, means that the shot into the player or the head coach is unobstructed. It's clean. The other thing is, you ever notice here, why are these seats like this? I'm going to ask the same. Why do you think the seats are like this?
So it has an easier shot between the audience.
Yeah.
So it's not like over the audience, it's just in between.
Easier
For a
obstructed.
clearer shot.
Yeah. No obstruction is in the way. It makes the package overall look good. We've talked already, Elvira talked about the role of the media person. Remember, the media person must set up the media tribune. The media are important stakeholders for the sport, so we've got to look after them. Do you give them a cup of tea? What? Treat them. Give them a cup of tea. Even worse, push the boat out and give them a sandwich. Treat them. But also look at the photographer's bench. Remember, it is a bench, obviously. That's just in behind the LED. Flash interviews we've touched on. The mix zone. The mix zone should be within close walking distance of the changing room and from the court. There's no point in having a mix zone, and that's down to the venue, how the venue's organised. But try and do a mix zone, as close as possible. And a media room. And obviously you've got to do media accreditation for those people. Now, I'm going to do, in fact, I'll take a break on this. So what we've tried to do is to pull together some thoughts on the roles. Anybody remember the roles? Anybody want to shout out the different roles that Radmilla and Elvira talked about at the start? I'm going to put you under pressure. What roles? Don't look at your photographs. Roles? Not a roll as in I'm rolling. Team manager, yep. Team manager, who else? Venue manager, yep. Who else? Technical, yep. Who else? Come on. Medical, yeah. Security. So we touched on all of these roles and what they should be doing. Then we touched on everything from the venue to the marketing to the broadcast. And all of these areas, just some things to consider, just little small thoughts. So we're going to take a break. Radmilla, what time? 15 minutes, back in 15 minutes, and then we'll move on. Okay, thank you everyone. Coffee's outside. Slides we will go through quite quickly, and we have another task. Yes. Yes, great question. So the question was, are we going to share the slides? So the answer is yes, we will do. I think Florian Radmilla, it's maybe tomorrow or tomorrow. So we will share the slides. Yes. Huh? It's €500 per person. Oh no, per person. Yeah. Per expert. Yeah. Okay, good. So we're going to focus on now safety and security. But first of all, as we've already mentioned, there needs to be a safety officer, somebody who's been given training on safety matters. Everything from, is there a potential fire hazard, to how do you get fans in and out of the venue safely. So a safety coordinator is really important, but so is stewarding. Now that will be dependent on the size of your venue and who you play. But stewarding might be 2 people. And those 2 people need trained. Where's the toilets? Where's the exit? Somebody wanting a seat, where that seat is. So, but it might be 2, 3 stewards, but they should be branded and identified. Yeah. And then obviously you need to liaise with the police, just especially if there's a high risk event. Especially if there's a high risk event. Personally speaking, I would be doing it all the time, because then you build up the relationship with the police. Obviously to book the ambulance, to make sure that they are on site for those games is important. But one thing people don't do enough of is meet the fans. So can I ask your club, would you meet fans maybe at especially a high profile game? Would you meet them in advance?
Yeah, we had meetings before the high profile game.
Yep. And who does those meetings? Is it the venue manager? Is it the general manager? Is it the safety?
In our but in our probably in all other clubs, we are using the municipality venue, so it's not our venue. So we meet, we communicate directly, club and fans.
And then the fans, they're a representative of the ultras or something like this?
Mainly ultras, because the family and others, or the they are small groups. They come, they don't bring problems. So we try to manage the ultras. So.
And do you ever create like a risk assessment? So, for example, you identify 5 or 6 risks. The lights may go out. There might be a fight in the stand. A player gets seriously injured. Do you have a risk assessment document and identify the key risks and the actions for you to take? Do you do that?
Not really, but we like, for example, try to control this situation when if they get like to some other point.
Well, can I say well done for meeting the fans, because many organizations do not do that, so well done. I would ask that you go to the next level and now identify the key risks and how would you protect yourself against them. What if the lights went down? What if there's a leak on the roof? What if there's a serious injury? What if there is a fight in the stands? And list, in essence, what you would do is here you identify the risk. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the actions to overcome them should they happen. So if this is a fight, you will be doing 1, 2, 3, 4. If it is lights have failed, 1, 2, 3. So in here might be backup generator in place. So what this does, the idea is that these should never happen. But you're better being prepared if they do. Plus you look professional. So it would be good to identify maybe 5 or 6 risks and the key actions that you would do should that happen. And it's called, in essence, a risk assessment. But really well done for meeting. So many don't do that. So well done. Great. Okay. So then on the medical and anti-doping. So I think, Elvira, everybody must have a first aid room and doping room. Right, and then on the league basis? Okay, and is that a requirement from a league, especially the first aid and the doping, or what's? Not doping room. And is that something that should happen, do you think, in the future, or? Yeah, it protects the game. You have? Yeah, some venues do. Again, that's the consistency where everybody should have it, so that a player, if he's selected or she is selected, will know they're going to the doping control room, not just every ad hoc, because it's only in one venue and not in another. So, should be a first aid. Okay, I think that's done. The ambulance, making sure that you have an ambulance ready, that the hospital is even notified that you're playing, that there could be, just in case. It is highly unlikely you will need the hospital, but you're better being prepared, than not. And then a doping control room, I think, is really important to consider so that you protect your game. Nothing worse than if we have a bad, sport. Protect the game. Okay, you're now going to do a task. I want you to create a game day checklist in your groups, okay? So I'm going to give you a fictional scenario, But before I do that, I'm going to give you some examples. So please listen to the examples, and then you have a task. Why are we looking for you to do this? So that you then can maybe go away and develop a stronger game day checklist for your club that will help your club and be more professional when you look to organize the operations. So, game day -3. Everybody say 3. Yes, okay. So game day -3. Here, arrival of the away team. Talk to the media coordinator about the press conference. Meet the security team to run through the plan. Check ticket sales. By the way, this is for the venue manager. Ensure all media areas are set up. Reconfirm transportation has been booked for all teams. Ensure the installation of the court and the basketball equipment has arrived. Meet the suppliers. Check accreditation. Check the fan zone. And then have a meeting with the key people. This you can change to your own situation. These are just examples. But if you have a checklist like this, and you say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, you don't have to remember of them. They're in your checklist. And this is for game day -3. Game day -2. Walk through the setup of the venue, make sure the branding is in place. Confirm the power supply. Check the TV platforms have been constructed. Ensure the compound is fenced off. Meet the host broadcaster. Check ticket sales. Review media obligations. Meet the key people. Now, especially you should do this if it's a high-profile game. It's good practice to do this on a regular basis, but that may not be always possible, and I understand that. We're just, you Kosovo-ize this. Yeah, you Kosovo-ize this to your needs. Game day -1. So the venue manager checks ticket sales, meets the media, makes sure everything's in place. Run through the countdown that we talked about before. Check all the equipment is in place. Inspect the venue with the opposing team manager. Hold the final practice. Put water and ice in the changing rooms. Check the signage is in place. Check the fan zone. Check hospitality. And hold your team meeting. And activate TikTok. Brilliant. Activate TikTok. Brilliant. Then, you look at game day. And I want you to create a game day checklist. So this is an example. Check the changing rooms are prepared on game day. Ensure there's no issues with transportation. Test all of the equipment. Check the signage. Arrival of the teams, delegates, etc. Open the doors. Start the game entertainment. Fans leave the building. Press conference held. Transfer teams back to their hotel. So these become the key tasks that you need to make sure are organized. Then you have game day +1. So -3, -2, -1, game day, +1 game day. Departure of visiting team. Post-game media. Dismantle the venue. Debrief the delegates. Departure. But you will Kosovo-ize each of these areas to your own situation. These are just examples. So, take a photograph of that, please. This is your scenario. This is your scenario. So please take a photograph of this. Okay, you are the Calabria Stormers. There's no such team, but there is now. You are based in the capital city of 7 150,000 people. Their arena is 5,000 capacity with an average of 4,000 fans per game. You play 11 home games. Last year there was trouble at the same fixture between two sets of fans. Okay? So this time last year, you had trouble at this fixture. You are playing a high-profile game against your main rivals. Your next game will be shown live on TV. So this is the scenario. What we want you to do, you are the venue manager as a group. As a group. So you're the venue manager as a group. We want you to create a game day checklist. You can decide on the venue and use this template to what are the key tasks that I need to put in place for game day, knowing this content. Now, please get into it, because by talking to other people, you will learn more than listening to me. And by talking, write down the key checklists, and then you can take this home with you and maybe implement it in your own club. Yep. Yes. Correct. Good question. Yep. Now, this is only just setting the scene, but that's right. Is everybody okay? Any questions? Okay? Okay? 10 minutes. Oh, yep. Game day. Yep, just game day. An overall one on game day, as if you are the venue manager. Okay, and I'll come round. Perfect. Perfect. And I'll come round in a couple of minutes. I was going to, maybe go to, well, I was going to go to the gym and whatever, but then maybe sure we can meet and go and get something to eat, and then maybe go for a walk. Me too. Because sometimes, well, like I'm going to talk, there's obviously maybe issues, so they don't want us, which is fair enough. But it means we're more informal, relaxed, and we know each other, chit chat and whatever. So I was going to go. You tell me what time you want to eat after that. Loads. No problem. And then if we get something, yeah, I would like, because the weather's been like that all day. Even if we get something to eat, but maybe just walk it up. Just fresh air and all of that. No bother. No bother. I tried the same. No. I'm going to say that it's to do with... Well, the bit I didn't understand, why I think they maybe have to show your vaccination.
Oh, yeah.
Can you upload yours?
I uploaded it on the website. Maybe because we're leaving the Euroway thing, or... Anyway, we live outside.
Yep. Yep. So do it as a group. So discuss together as if you're the team. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So do it together as a team. Learn from each other. What would you do? Why would you do that? Good idea. Write it down. Brilliant. So the idea is then that you could maybe take this away and say, okay, I can do a game day for my games, and if it's a high profile, I can do a game day -1, -2, -3, if it's a high-profile game.
So are we doing only the
Just game day. Just for this exercise. So, yeah. And the reason why we're doing scenarios so you can learn of each other. Yeah. Happy enough? Good. Gentlemen, happy enough? So together you create one. Perfect. Happy enough? Good. Great. Great. I'm like, you know, we're paying her millions. Millions we're paying her. And she's sitting she's taking the selfies. Hold on. Where is she going? My eyes are going. I'm like up and down. My eyes. Stop flicking your hair, right? 2, 1, 2. There we go. Okay. There we are. Okay, everyone. 4 more minutes. Okay, 4 more minutes. What's the number for 4? Quarter minutes. 4 minuta. Is that okay? Quarter? Okay, what's 3? 3 minuta. 3 minuta. 3 minuta. So, 3 minuten. 2 minuten. Okay. So it's like deux, as in French. Une, deux. Deux. 2 minuten. Mais oui. And we'll get one group, just one group to feed back. And then hand over to Florian. We will get one group to feed back.
So for game day preparation or checklist, we have ensure that the police and ambulance are present and have arrived.
Yep. Keep going.
Brief with them and brief with the security officers and stewards to make sure that everything is in place and that opponent ultras are seated on the opposite side.
Yep.
After that, we do a check on the courtside seats for our sponsors and our VIP list.
Yep.
After that, we check all the electronics, the LED lights, the marketing place, if we gave our USB to the TV guys, if we have the right sponsors on there.
Excellent.
All that stuff. We just got to that part, honestly.
Okay, let's give him a round of applause. Come on, a round of applause. Okay, so just to recap, in 12, 13 minutes, this team on game day, look at the police, brief security, courtside seats for the sponsors, check the LED, all okay. Send the USB to the TV people. So it means you don't have to think about it. It's in your checklist. And you can do this for game day -1, 2, 3, as you see fit. And you Kosovoize it. I don't think there's such a term, but there is now, isn't there? You Kosovoize it in terms of this type of activity. Okay? Excellent job. Florian.
Thank you, Jeff. Now, can you hear me? Yes. Good. Well, thank you, Jeff. I don't know how you guys survived to Jeff. You know, he's full of energy. I hope you are also, you need a little bit of energy, right? Okay. Imagine that I've been living this afternoon for 5 years with Jeff. Imagine that. You know, at some point I was actually happy that COVID came, you know, because I couldn't be with him all the time. No, seriously, I just want to have a little break here. And instead of going to a coffee right now, what I would like to do is just to play a little game with you. And just to test a little bit your knowledge, I just have 4 questions. The winner of this game is going to have a special prize. Okay? I don't tell you what it is, but you have to fight for it. Okay? Right? Everybody's ready? Okay? So the idea is that whenever you have the answer to the question I'm going to ask you, just raise the hand. And the first one I see, I promise I won't cheat, I'll go to you. Okay? Right? Perfect. Good. So the first question is, what is the current FIBA ranking position of Kosovo for men? Yes. 27th. World ranking. World ranking. World ranking. If I don't have the correct answer, I'll take the closer one. Okay? Yes. 29? No. Yes? 76? No. Yes. 89? No. 85? No. You have to go down. One more. Yes. 80? No. One last? 75? No. But you're the closest one, so you win the first one. 71. 71 is the answer. Okay, so now, same question, but the FIBA World Ranking for women. Where do you classify? One answer. You know what you can do as a group? You exchange, you prepare me an answer. Same here, you agree, same here, okay? I want the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's your answer? 95? 86? 100? 106? 80? Okay. Answer is 79. You're the closest one. You win again. No, no. First winner was this. Okay, good. Good. Now, next question. In 2022, as I hope you know, we'll have the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup happening. Okay? I want you to tell me who is the host of the World Cup this year for women's. No Google. French? No. No. I've heard some good answer. Australia? Japan? Japan, no.
Cheating.
What's your answer? Lithuania? No. Portugal, China. Whoa, we travel fast. No, no. If I give you, it's not in Europe. Pakistan? Pakistan, come on. India? No. Okay, I give you one clue. Down under. Australia. Well done. So you had a good answer. Okay, good. Yeah, I see. You will get the special prize. You're that close. Okay? Okay, next question. Easy. Same question, but for the World Cup men next year. Give me the hosts. There are many hosts. It's a multi-hosting. I don't say. I'm going to call the communications department at FIBA and said, Kosovo doesn't know where the World Cup will be in 2023. Okay, so Asia. Japan is one. I need two more countries. China? No. No, but you're close. Indonesia, second one. South Korea? No. Yeah. They didn't bid. Okay, so your answer? Who? Which country did you say? You don't know? Okay, so I have heard the answer. The answer is The answer is Philippines. I've heard that the answer. So again, you win the point. So Japan, Philippines, Indonesia. Okay, those are the three hosts. Okay, and last one, I would like you, sorry? Okay, I can't even ask the question. Okay, the question was, in 2 days, it's going to be the birthday of a global superstar who is going to turn 23. He's playing for the Dallas Mavericks, and he's from Slovenia, Luka Doncic. Yes, so you get a point. So officially, the winner of this game is this table. Congratulations. Now I need to give you the prize. So the prize I've decided for this session was that the winner pays the drinks after the... So thank you so much for paying the drinks to everybody. Thank you.
Brilliant, brilliant.
So, Jeff, the floor is yours.
Merci beaucoup. Come on, everybody, say yep. Say it. I'll say it in my best French. Thank you, Florian. Well done. That's about as good a French I'll get. Okay, everyone, so we have the last 30 minutes, and then we're done. Is that okay? 30 minutes, and then we're done. So now, we have finished game day operations. Now we're going to look at fan engagement on game day. So engaging your guests, engaging your fans. So first of all, I'm going the wrong way again. So we're going to look at what is fan engagement, fans' journey, pre and post, and the fan engagement plan. Okay, so if I said to you, what is fan engagement, what would you say to me? What is fan engagement? What would you say fan engagement is?
Dealing with fans.
Yep.
Guests.
Yep. I like it. Dealing with fans in what way? To do what?
Preparing them before the game.
Yep. Yep. Very good.
Talk with manager of event.
Yeah.
How to organize it.
And is it giving them a bad experience or giving them a good experience that they come back?
A good experience.
A good experience. Yeah. Well done. Let's give them a round of applause. Well done. Yeah. So for me, fan engagement is about giving a great experience because not everybody will win all the time. We all want to, but we will all not win every game. So how do we make sure fans keep coming back, whether we're winning or not? And one of those ways is to provide a great experience. What do I mean about that? Good food and beverage, good chips, good burgers, a variety of drinks. Maybe it is a good fan zone where you can shoot some hoops. Maybe it is to meet the players that are injured and to meet the injured players and to do some activity. But we must create that quality product, and that's everything that we talked about earlier on the court. Not only the standard of play, physically playing the game, but what does the game look like, especially on the likes of TV? So that there's a common look and feel right across the whole league. But for me, and this is why I said well done, fan engagement is not just about engaging your fans at the venue on game day. It's about creating a deep and lasting relationship when there's a game, but also when there is not a game. So 2 days ago, we went with the national Kosovoan team, and they visited a school. And the kids were shooting hoops. The professionals were an absolute credit to your country. They engaged with the kids. They played little games. And one of the parents said to one of the staff members, "You have created a memory for my kid." you're having a deep relationship. So you can engage around the game. But what are you doing in the community? A 6, 12, 20-week program with the local primary or secondary school, the local community. And that's about a deep relationship. So we have a thing called the customer or the supporter journey. And this is really the start of it. Look, they come to the site, they go to the car park, they locate the car park, then they get their ticket, then they go to the merchandising and buy something. Maybe they buy a program, they buy food and drink, they go to, maybe they're going to make a complaint, maybe they've gone and met other people, then they walk on the concourse, they go to the toilet, then they go and place a bet, then they go and get some food and drink, then they go to their seat, then they watch the match, then they exit the stadium. And this customer journey has got to be really good at all times. So the NBA, what you will notice when they go to the concourse, they can say there's a big queue in this food and beverage, go to that one. Okay, might it say, okay, I'll go to this one. In NBA, they're doing lots of AR and VR, using the technology to capture the Gen Z, the younger kids. There's a reason why they're doing that. They're not just doing it to be cool. They're wanting to get the Gen Z to spend money with them when they're young, but to spend money as they grow up. So, here's some of the things. How can you improve buying the ticket? Has anybody actually went to a game as a fan? Yeah? What was the experience like? Not as a staff, so nobody knew you, you went. What was your experience?
For basketball here, we all...
Yeah, for your club.
Yeah. But my experience is for example, somewhere else. I'm sharing this experience in football match. So
yep.
Can I take an example?
Please.
I have been, for example, my last visit was in Albania. Watch the national team. So they have a new stadium. They have a very good way of getting in and out with no problems. Then you have this beverage court when you can go buy food. That's my experience. So.
And it was a good experience.
Yeah, of course, and it made me like want to go back again. So.
Imagine having someone to go to your club game and give them areas that they must grade. So buying a ticket. How easy was it to buy a ticket? Getting into the venue. How easy was it to get into the venue? What's the quality of the food and beverage and the range of the food and beverage? Getting to your seat. Was there a steward? Was it easy to get to your seat? Imagine doing all of that for somebody who'd never been to a game, for them to mark your experience. Because you think, we're good. Check us out. We are good. But you get somebody who's never been, and they say, I didn't like the chips, they were cold. I didn't like, there was no atmosphere. There was no signage to get me in. It's a real interesting way. So look at how about buying the tickets. The journey from home to the venue. Are you putting out, Maeve and Gustavo mentioned it, maybe information about the players before the game. An interview with the head coach before the game. Entry into the venue, what's it like? Your experience inside the venue, food and drink, entertainment, how you exit and your journey home. How can you as a club improve this? You cannot improve what happens on the court during a game, or it's very difficult. But these are things that you can improve. You can control these. And here's some of the things that we would do, and I'll just touch on these quite quickly. How is the ticketing experience? Buying merchandising. Can you buy merchandising, and what's it like? Is there a fan zone? Have you a mascot? Are you using the jumbo screen, or you may not have them? Are you using high energy music? Maybe that's not your culture. Have you got a good announcer? Is there Wi-Fi? What's the quality of food and beverage? Do you have a singing section? So get noisy ultras or fans together with a drum, and they start to sing tunes, chants, songs that are family friendly. So this to me is an important. Acrobatic dunks, competition and prizes, meet the players or the injured players, on-court dancers, the parking and signage. Now what you would do is you will see which of these is relevant to your venue. Because your venue might be small and Wi-Fi non-existent. But there's other areas that you can have an effect on to improve the overall experience of the fan. Now, 3 slides, then a task, and we're done. Everybody still with me? Everybody say yes, Jeff? Yes. Okay, good. Okay, so you have on game day, pre-game. Welcome team, fan zone, entertainment, mascot, competitions. Anybody doing anything else? Pre-game. Anybody doing anything else pre-game? Would like to share? This is important. Huh? Yeah, security. So, and making sure it's a secure environment, you could put in there. Yeah, anybody else? What other ways are you engaging the fans? Buying food and beverage. Yep, absolutely. Food and beverage is not up there, but having quality food and beverage. Yeah. So these are a list of things that you can do, and you can think of others. During the game, maybe it's entertainment inside the stadium, flags, woohoo, singing sections, drums, trumpet, all of these areas you can create that atmosphere. The mascot. Can the mascot help people to start clapping? Can you create a personality from it? Fan skills, maybe shooting drills, even doing a lottery where you can do a draw. Anybody else doing anything during game that's not up there? Cheerleaders, yep. What else? Betting, yep. Happens, yep. That's it. Yep. What else? Dancing, yep. Imagine if you went and you thought, okay, let's go really far and maybe go into creating almost a story the way they do at LA, at Las Vegas in their ice hockey. It's all about the Viking. And they create a story on the ice. Can you do something similar? Might be difficult. Maybe the cheerleaders aren't, maybe they're different dancers. I don't know. But what can you do different that makes you stand out? Anything else? That's good, dancers, yep. Okay, one more slide, and then we're going to do a task. Okay, then you've got post-game. And you're like, what? I'm not busy trying to do everything. I can't do post-game. But post-game, that might be help with exiting the stadium. Good stewarding. Thanks for coming. How many stewards go like this? Out you go. Out, out. Everybody out. Come on, out. Out, out, out. Everybody out. That's the way sometimes a steward would go. Is it not a better experience? Thank you for coming today. We're now just exiting the stadium. We really appreciate you coming today. It's just such a different experience rather than out, out. content on social media. Maybe it might be your head coach reaction. It might be a player. It might be seeing Elvira do a wee dance. Whoop, 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 whoop. What are those things that you can do after? Maybe it is a poll. Who mentioned doing polls? Was it here? Might be doing a poll. Who was your woman of the match? Who was your man of the match? What was your three-pointer of the match? Highlights. All of this. Yep. And promote your next game. Anything else? Anybody do anything post-game? Over and above that list. Yep. But you see how simple things like the stewarding is no cost. So, take a photograph. This is your last exercise and then we're done. Okay, it's the exact same one actually. Calabria Stormers, all is the exact same. Yep. Your task, you work as a group as the marketing department of Calabria Stormers. We want you to create a fan engagement program. A fan engagement program for your club. Okay. I don't mind. So we're going to hand out some templates. Yep, please.
Jeff, we have a...
Go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah, we have a very nice post-match activity.
Post-match activity. Oh, I want to hear what this is. Is this clean? Is it clean?
Catch the ref. catch the ref. So.
Oh no! Brilliant, 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 brilliant. All I can think is this going to be clean. So, what I want you to do on this template, what fan engagement activity would you do? Pre the game, during the game, and post the game. And not that one. Okay, does that make sense? Here's what I want you to do. In your groups, share lots of ideas. And then you can take this away maybe for your own club. Okay, 10 minutes. Away you go. Brilliant. Thank you. Right. That's me. That's my last. Rudmilla, are you closing? Because I'll be done here in 10 minutes. Yeah? Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm taking this away. Here, it's very warm, isn't it?
It got warmer. It was cold earlier, remember?
Aye. But you see, Florian, see if we had these in like a booklet like this, you know, at some stage, or if we can be creative and say, okay, we can't do that, but can we do all of the templates in 1, 2, 3, 4, and not a booklet, but like this, and get the local guys to print it out in some way, so you don't have to carry it, because it means they take all the templates away in one bit. So the likes of this, for example, would be here. One of the other ones would be there, and it just means they go away with something. Like, this is great what we've done, brilliant, but just something to think about. You know what I mean? Well, one. Brilliant plans. Brilliant. I wonder if we actually email and say people they can bring a laptop with them if they have one. No, this is for the future, because what I was trying to do is you have a booklet of all of these are templates that they get now, but imagine if you had 1, 2, 3, 4, all in one booklet, but they can then the best way to do it. Yeah, and they can, if they had a laptop like us, they could then fill it in online, but they keep this, something like this. Brilliant. Don't be putting that post one down. Happy enough with so all the ideas together. Yep, good. He's out. Are we okay with what so as many ideas as possible? Linked to your. Yes, brilliant. And again, share maybe what other people are doing. You think, oh, it's a good idea. And it doesn't have to be something that costs a lot of money. It could be something, cheaper or free. That's even. I like free. I like free. I like it. Guys, are we happy enough? So again, try and discuss together. Try and list as many ideas as possible. Okay. Everybody okay? So again, just try and list as many ideas. I know. You have done fabulous. Hopefully you have enjoyed it, but it's a lot, isn't it? It's heavy. Well, this is us. We're done. No, thank you. Thank you. Everything okay, guys? Yeah?
We're discussing highlights.
Brilliant. Good. Brilliant. Brilliant. So I'll probably not do too much wrap up. I'll maybe do one group. What do I get? It's tiring. It's a long day.
Why don't you just maybe we can start tomorrow with a reminder of yesterday. So, do you think the meeting will go rather than today?
Right? Whatever.
Should we start tomorrow just to see what I remember?
There's already a recap. Tomorrow, the first 15 minutes, we recap what we have seen on day one. Now it's reflection session. It's more like,
what did you?
what do you think about?
But this is, if you could do that, would be good.
Yeah.
What?
So just ask, what do you think about the session? Specific. So let's see. What do you think?
Did you think my one was really good? Was I really good?
So statistic that was very loud.
What are they taking away?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
No, but this is what
So I'll hand over to you. Yeah. And then you're going to say tomorrow we start at?
I will say tomorrow we start at 9:00 sharp. Be here 15 minutes early for your coffee.
Okay, I'm going to ask maybe you to, if you don't mind, to just go through some of your ideas.
Right now?
In 2 minutes, yeah. Okay, 2 minutes, and we'll get one person to review and feedback, and then we're done. Okay, so keep writing down. We'll maybe come to this table. Is it Ruben? Redon. We're going to Redon. So if we give the microphone to Redon. So again, listen out for some of his ideas. If they're good, write them down. No ideas. Right, Redon. If you just really quickly go through.
Yes, okay. During the game.
Just on that, I really like the idea of a local artist. Now, a local artist may want paid, but maybe a young person coming up maybe would do it for free.
Up and coming artist. So.
And that becomes some free, but they provide the music. Really like that idea. Yep. Okay. So
during the game, we rose to have cheerleaders, fan competitions for prizes, giveaways to the public, presenting highlights or hot players during the game in timeouts or such as or so. doing a halftime show and getting some acrobatics in there, maybe acrobatic dunks or just acrobatics.
Very good. And again, the bit I like in that entertainment show, do something that's linked to your heritage of a brand. What Maeve and Gustavo mentioned this morning, what is unique about you? If you are an eagle, well, what can you do around that eagle? If you are a beetle, what can you do around a beetle? I made that one up, by the way. But, you know, what is your history that you can create a story around? Yep, and the last one.
Post-game, we wrote to meet the players after the game to have a conversation with them, do interviews and press conferences with the players and coaches, give away the jerseys worn in game, have good stewarding in the end of the game, and have an easy access for every fan on the building.
Love that, even that ease of access, you know, through the building. If there's some ideas that you like in there, write them down. You know, what you have now is 2 practical templates. One on how to improve your game day, and the other one on some fan engagement ideas. But your question? Yep. Oh, no. Go ahead, give me some. Go on. Here we go. Good man.
So for the pre-game, we wrote greeting the fans, welcoming them.
Yep.
Then we wrote merchandise, presenting the merchandise and explaining it to them. Then we got music and the announcing of the players.
Yep.
Yeah, so then during the game we got acrobatic dunks, which I didn't understand completely. Is it like the acrobatic dunks on like a show or during the match?
That would probably be a show before it.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So we got food and beverages.
Yep, simple, but
simple,
high
tasty.
quality.
Yeah, high quality.
Yep.
Then we got encore dancers.
Yep.
And the mascots,
Yep.
just to make it fun. Then after the game, we got greeting fans, giving farewell to fans for the support. We got getting content and then posting on social media and making exiting the stadium easy for the fans.
So one of the things that we did with some of our fans is we put everybody in the same color. We asked everybody, and it was a sea of, well, green for Ireland. But let's say your base color is red. Green. Yeah, are you green? Oh, green for Ireland. So, green. So, yeah, everybody's green. And green too. So why not just ask all of your fans, rather than give them merchandising, you're saying, come in something green. Yeah. So do that time and time. So there's those ideas, singing sections around, and create that atmosphere that people will feel. But what we've got to do in everything is we have got to Kosovoize it. Yeah? So some of the thoughts that we went through today, some of them you think, well, that may not work, but do you know what? If we actually did it this way, it could work. So what we're giving is some thoughts and ideas. You are sharing these templates. Now you Kosovoize that. You put it down into your environment. Yes.
Okay. On the pre-game, we added like preparing the choreography of with the fans and entire public.
Nice.
We've done that. Presenting with the players with the fan, like, you know, the speaker said the first name and the fans are shouting the surname or the second name.
Simple. Yep.
Yeah. And of course it is usually in our league that we are singing the anthem with the fans. Even our anthem, unfortunately, doesn't have the lyrics, but we do the Albanian, which is, or we are taking as our national anthem as well.
Yep.
During the game, we added some T-shirt toss.
Yep.
So yeah.
Nice.
Playing games with the fan on a half court. So like sending some. We've done with one of the sponsors. We have throw some coffee, and who cashed that came and showed it from the half court. And if the fan scores, we gave the T-shirt, if I'm not wrong.
Very good.
Yeah, and lottery for free tickets for the next game as well, playing with the fans. And the post game meeting with the fans. Thanking the fans for creating great atmosphere with the speaker as well, and thanking them for being present. This is a couple of the...
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Really, really good. It's free, but it's something simple. But the key thing I want you to get across, if you do something, it must be consistent. Don't just do it, didn't work, do something else. Second of all, it must be linked to your brand. Really do something that's linked to your brand. And third, fan engagement is not just about at the venue. How are you going into the community, into the schools on a 20 or 30 week program, engaging those and bringing them in and building that relationship? It's not in and out, in and out. Proper fan engagement is that deep. So, that brings me to our last slide. Yay! Absolutely. No, absolutely amazing. Love all of the ideas. Brilliant. And I'm so encouraged with the ideas and the interaction. But bring them home. Bring these home. Think about them. Debate them. Create your own ideas from some of the thoughts. So I'm just going to hand over to Radmila, who's just going to do a 2-minute wrap-up, and then we'll see you tomorrow. Radmila, thank you, everybody. Thank you.